speel of my meisies? Nee, ek speel nie. Nee man, my meisies speel dieselfde tyd.
Right, good afternoon everyone and welcome back. Here we are at Edgemead High School as Edgemead, our hosts, take on Milnerton in a derby that has been happening for many years, and it is Friday afternoon here as we have this under 19 boys game. We just had the girls game and Milnerton winning that one 3-0 in quite a convincing fashion. As we'll see a pretty interesting match here for match number 2 of the evening, as myself, AJ Spirinzuk, I'm joined by a good friend of mine, Randall Crisp. Randall, welcome.
Hi, sir. How are you doing?
Yeah, all good. Like I said, it's always very nice to be here for some schoolboy and school hockey matches on a Friday afternoon. Always a good start to the weekend. So very happy to be here and really happy to watch these matches today.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's been a fantastic day so far. We've had no rain, lots of sun. Even though it's sun, it's still a little bit chilly, but not overly chilly. As we see the Milnerton team already on the field with 2 debuts by Unati Kubese and Nathan Crowther, led by Gareth Rowley, son of Tim Rowley, I believe, the Milnerton squad. And then in the Edgemead squad, can you give us a little bit of background and what you're expecting from this match as it gets underway?
Yeah, props to Tim Rowley. I remember playing some games against him back in the day when I started playing at Belleville Hockey Club. Tough as nails, so I would assume his son will be the same. But yeah, as we see Milnerton, Edgemead playing from right to left in their white and red, and Milnerton playing from left to right. Am I correct? Yeah, that's right, from side. And yeah, I mean, I'm to be honest, I don't actually know exactly what to expect because we haven't had much hockey, so all I know is I'm excited to watch it and excited to be it. And yeah, if any of you are watching, obviously you're watching on Milnerton, straight away Edgemead.
What a goal, what a start.
Into the game and straight inside the circle. Milnerton just a little bit asleep in defense, and straight away Edgemead taking the lead 1-0, and what a finish. That's 30 seconds into the game, and great finish there as Milnerton, fortunately an error inside the circle, and we're very happy with that start as they bring the game. If you're watching us from anywhere, please let us know where you're watching from. Some of your parents might be sitting outside in their cars. Some of your friends might be sitting on the couches at your home. So thank you very much for joining us, and please let us know who you're watching, who you're supporting. And action goes from end to end as Milnerton with a chance on the opposite side of the field as Edgemead try and defend and try and calm the game down a little bit. Milnerton did very well to try and get back onto the opposite side of the field. Zoe Leah van Adler, forgive me if I've said that wrong. Go Edgemead. Ryan Boerter says let's go. Welcome back, Ryan. Dream also back. Melissa Rita Anderson saying let's go Edgemead. Ryan Boerter, I'm from the UK, so thank you very much, Ryan, for tuning in all the way from the UK. I hope it's nice and warm there. It's pretty cold here in Cape Town. Well, not UK cold. But yeah, Alexander watching from Ireland. That's epic. Thank you very much, guys.
Home. It's no one here.
You're watching from America. So thank you, guys. We really appreciate it. Really cool to have all of you watching from all over the world. There's Edgemead now with lots of skill down the right hand side, and this game is really lit up straight away from the start. And
even from my perspective, I would be happy if they just slow down for a second so we can just catch our breath.
Yeah, so we're just trying to get to grips with the start of this game. Yes. Over it goes in as Clay Bennett saying, yes, Matthew, the goal. Yeah, great goal. So thank you, everybody, for watching. We really appreciate it. We'd love to engage with you throughout the day. Send us any comments, any questions, any things you want to know. We'll be talking throughout tactics throughout the game. We'll be looking at some technical things as well as, another overhead deep inside circle, but it's deemed dangerous, and Milnerton will have that in the far corner as the game doesn't seem to settle down. As Edgemead now with the chances entering the 25, and ball comes in and well picked up from Edgemead from Milnerton as they calmly try and move the ball out. As again, Milnerton, Edgemead with her umpire not happy with the tackle as Milnerton try and clear the ball. They'll play it in between their 2 defenders and move the ball around a little bit.
AJ, let's take it back to that goal. You as a defender, former quite a pacey defender with a hell of a slap on you. your defense and you being attacked and being put under this much pressure from an attacking side, what would be your first port of call now? Would it be, try and slow the game down, relieve pressure with a little bit of an overhead, or would you be looking to find those wider passes just to try and relieve a little bit of pressure, because it's quite clear that the Edgemead boys are here. They're here with a hell of a pace.
Yeah, I think there's, as we say, there's Milnerton's entering inside the circle and the ball just goes out a little bit. I'll get back to that question now. Is Milnerton with a chance now to try and put Edgemead under pressure, but well defended from Edgemead. I think from my side, if I was in that situation, I would take every free hit slowly. I think you generally want to try and get the goal back straight away, but that sometimes could be to your disadvantage, especially so early in the game. I think 1-0 early in the game is really good for Edgemead, I think, in that sense. But for Milnerton, I think they mustn't panic too much because they are 1-0 down. They need to take all free hits really slowly, take the time, let everybody just get their breath back, because already it's been only a couple of minutes and it's still frantic, it's still all over the show. I mean, the guys are here to play, which is really exciting to watch and really exciting to see. But take the time. If they're going to throw overheads, which I think is something that they'll most likely do, they've got to be very specific on how they throw the overheads. Do not throw it straight down the field. They've got to find space where they can throw the overheads into, and I think that's something that they've got to do. Because Edgemead, like as we see them counter-attacking here, this is something that they're going to do as a great pickup.
And they seem to be
It
going.
looked like it was a great pickup at that point.
It also seems like they're immediately looking for the big ball, the big long ball, because number 12. And we don't have team sheets with us right now. Apologies for that, ladies and gents. But at the start of that passage of play, he ran straight to the D. He skipped past quite a few Milton defenders, and he seemed to just shake past as we see another little breakdown on the outside. Edgemead again looking to enter with a vengeance. Not being defended well, or let me rather say not being marked quite well right now, as they do seem to have quite a bit of space in that 25. Would this also be an effect of that frantic situation that we are witnessing right now, where defenders are still trying to learn each other's names and
yeah, and sadly there hasn't been that amount of opportunity for guys to play. I think that's why what makes this game very, very dangerous passes. Edgemead now with the ball on the right hand side, and umpire not happy with a push from one of the Milnerton players, and Edgemead, they continue their mounting pressure towards the Milnerton defenses. They now have another penalty with their first penalty corner now for a chance for them to go Tulna up. I think the thing is, games like these and both teams, I mean, these boys, I think, let's take it back. These boys are so pumped to be playing hockey again. And you can see it. I mean, they just want to run, they just want to score, they just want to get forward. And it's really epic to see. And I think straight away we can see Edgemead is really happy to go on the counter-attack. They're going to go at pace. They've got very fast forwards. I think Milnerton have to be very, very careful of that, because they've shown already Edgemead is going to be very dangerous from that area. As we just watch the penalty corner, double castle at the top has come straight through. Flick comes in and gets deflected.
That's a fantastic save.
It looked as if it came off the defender's stick. Really well defended there, as Milnerton is still under serious amounts of pressure, and we haven't even got our breath back, and it's only been 7 minutes in this half. Big ball comes inside the circle. Edgemead saw all the chances, couldn't pick up the ball, but Milnerton with a stick challenge there, as we another chance here for Edgemead. And again, it's just that case at the moment. Milnerton is just they're going to need that calm head. They're going to need that person that's just going to take the free hits just a little bit better. You can see it straight away now with them being so flustered by the speed and the aggression that Edgemead are playing at, that they are now trying to tackle too quickly. They are really trying to win the ball straight away instead of just going back to their defensive basics.
It seems like they're just throwing everything at it to try and just slow the Edgemead players down.
It's a bit of a zigzag coming in. Shot comes in and keeper making a save, and Edgemead still with the ball, but umpire not happy with something that happened in front of the keeper, as Milnerton still with the chance to, still under pressure, and we'll see now how they react to it, because the first time now in a while that they can take their time as ball gets played. Edgemead not putting too much pressure, but again, ball straight to Edgemead, as Edgemead straight away on the counter attack. He's got some passing options and passing across him. picked up by Edgemead, and shot comes in, and keeper made a save, and open goals at the moment, and beats the keeper on the side. Keeper unfortunately could not get back into the box, and Edgemead, what seemed like just been frantic attack since the start of the game, are 2-0 up, and Milnerton unfortunately not able to respond at the moment and they haven't really had a chance to play. I can't fault them for what they've done. They just haven't had the chance to, as we say that they've now got the ball inside the opposite side of the circle. He's got passing options on, but good defense there from Edgemead as Edgemead now try and trade the ball back. And there's a great example of a Milnerton player losing the ball, coming back, making a tackle, dangerous challenge, umpire giving a green card as they didn't need to make a tackle in that situation, and I think a little problem now because they're going to be playing with a man down for 2 minutes, and it just feels like this is the type of game that you can't afford to have somebody off the field.
Yeah, I think it's when you look at that passage of play in particular, it seems as if the Milton squad and the Milton boys are able to match the Edgemead side, but I think it's just coming down to a matter of decision making, having the calm head, not making that give me a short corner tackle, and just building slowly, having that cup of tea on the ball and making sure the ball actually connects, the passes connect. As you see again, it seemed like a shoulder just went into a head there, but it's looking a lot like a Derby Day game.
Yeah, this is a typical Derby Day game, man. This is a typical Derby Day game because it's just one of those things where it's just, again, just play after play, and there's Edgemead with the ball just over the top D, and it's a challenge came in from Milnerton, and ball's still in open play, and sticks are flying in, and Milnerton give away another penalty corner. And if we had timeouts in this game, it would have been nice to just try Milnerton coach just call a timeout, pull the troops in.
Yeah, I'll probably go have a cup of coffee then also, just to calm down.
We've got 4.5 minutes left on the clock, and Edgemead they've literally been in control of this first quarter. So another penalty corner as Milnerton set up on defense. Short push comes out as we're going near side, and what a flick over the keeper's right shoulder into the top of the net, and 3-0 to Edgemead. What a start!
Yeah, I'm a little bit taken aback here. Apologies, viewers, if I'm a bit quiet, but I actually don't know what to say. We could call this home ground advantage, or we could just call it a squad on fire. The Edgemead side just seem to be reading each other's minds as they go through this game.
And like we say, these Milnerton haven't done much wrong. I mean, yes, there are a few challenges, tackles here and there that a few challenges and tackles that they haven't, that's not been great, but Edgemead have just been unbelievable the first quarter. They've just been so good.
But this is also when you start looking at squads and you start looking at weighing up squads on paper, crunching tackle coming in there. It's the team that connects and the team that gels the best that just seems to outperform in every aspect of the game.
Yeah, jeepers, what a start. 3 minutes left on the clock, and sure.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna need at least a bar one or something.
Yeah, this is a hectic start. We haven't even, in the time that we've been chatting, there's been so many comments that have been coming in. Where are we now? Alexander Robinson saying, let's go back. Jessica Andrews saying, go Millie. So thank you, Jessica. Alexander Robinson saying, love myself some international hockey. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. A bit overcast today, but looking a little bit sunny there in the UK. So thank you. And as we say that, Edgemead still with a chance as they're driving towards the circle, and challenge comes in, but they're now entering the circle. They've got some numbers forward. It's still great run inside circle shot. Looks like a shot came in, but missed the ball, and it's a free hit now. Free hit out to Milnerton. Where is he? Alexander, what school league is this? This is not as far as I know, this is not an official school league match. This is a derby, because I think both teams playing different leagues. Dream, it's too early in the morning for me. Yeah, watching from the States. I'm here and ready to support. Looking like a great game so far. Yeah, it's an absolutely incredible start from Edgemead. And yeah, Milnerton, I think coach is hoping that it gets to the end of the first quarter because he needs to talk to his team, but he's got a massive counter-attack here as Milnerton with some numbers forward. He's taken players on, but there was some passing options that he could have made. And yeah, Edgemead now with a chance. We continue with some of the comments. Ryan Boerta, I agree. Sorry, Ryan, it's so long ago that we had this comment. We've been watching the game so intently. Dorian Massey say, well done. Enrico de Silva watching from Vietnam, old Middies boy. But backing my boy Liam Lloyd. Yeah, Liam coaching Edgemead. Also backing Ryan, Bruce and Mikkel Consulu, if I'm said that right, and Daniel May, who I coached at Panorama way back in the day. So thank you very much, Enrico. Great to hear that story. Now we've got somebody watching from Vietnam as we Edgemead now with a chance. They played the ball in and it's picked up by Milnerton, and Ryan saying it was a good, beautiful story. Thank you, Enrico and Ryan. Melissa, Rita Anderson. Yes, Eagles, that's the spirit. Yeah, great start. Just ball inside the circle. There's a bit of space and fortunately mistrapped over the baseline. And Lucinda Kruger saying, well done, Josh, go EHS. And Gian Taylor, apologies again if I haven't said it correctly. Come on, Millies. So yeah, now finally we've caught up with all the chat again. If you have any questions, comments about the game, or anybody you're supporting, you feel free to engage with us on our YouTube channel. And yeah, we will be here till the end of the game. And yeah, excited to bring you this very exciting match. I mean, it's 3-0 to Edgemead, but it's just been all Edgemead so far. And yeah, a few seconds left.
But again, Milton haven't been putting a foot wrong, really. When looking at just, and as I say, the ball's intercepted.
Commentators curse.
It's not been a sense of Milton not bringing their best. It's just been a case of Edgemead just being that level above, that just a little bit above, and being able to just walk away with it. As you see again, Edgemead building up on the right side, looking to enter the D. Another big tackle coming in from Milnerton. Milton defender really using his weight in that one, putting a big shoulder into that tackle. As we see ball being rolled back, and it is, oh my word, it's the first quarter done.
Yeah, that's the end of the, and I think the one team that the two sides of it is that the one team that didn't want the quarter to end is Edgemead. I think they just wanted to carry on for the next 40, 30, 45 minutes or 60 minutes of hockey. Milnerton definitely need this chucker. I do not necessarily need a restructuring on tactically. I think maybe, yes, defensively they need to rethink about how they're going to defend. But I think they just need to get more of the ball. I think they also need to put Edgemead under a little bit more pressure. I think they haven't put Edgemead under as much pressure as that they could. Edgemead's been the one putting Milnerton under pressure. So, yeah, fascinating first quarter. I mean, to have 3 goals like that in the first quarter and 3 quality goals, it's been really good to see.
Yeah, I would definitely be sitting back a little bit out of breath if I was a coach. But as we see here, I believe we're looking at the Edgemead circle. Quite surprised to see players sitting down. Have they really given that much in the first chucker? I
think a few of them will be quite tired. I mean, so this is where the bench becomes very, 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 very important.
And viewers at home will be, if we can give you a little bit of an Easter egg, just look at Liam Lloyd's haircut. Coach Liam Lloyd is always, I mean, this guy could be on the cover of a Dubai hair salon. I hope he hears this later because he's definitely going to come after me for that.
Yeah, we got John T talking to his Milnerton first team, and he can't, like you said, he can't fault them too much. There are a few basic errors that they have been making, but maybe they can tie that up a little bit. But I think they just got to get back into it, eh? Dream asking us, what are you guys' predictions?
Oh.
Dream, I when I commentate, I never make a prediction. I just love seeing a good game. I'll leave the predictions to the guys watching. So I'll very happily not predict a result.
Throw your 20 rands in. Let's see what you come out with.
Yeah, Ryan saying this is going to be a high-scoring game. Yeah, I suspect it will. I mean, we haven't really had Milnerton with that many chances on the opposite side. When they start getting chances, the game is just going to stretch and open up quite a bit.
From my perspective, I'm actually quite worried about the exhaustion we're seeing here in the Milnerton squad, because it could be COVID fatigue, or by COVID fatigue I mean not being able to train, not being able to condition. But if we're starting like this, it's going to be a long day out there especially looking at the pace of the Edgemead side. I'm not saying that the Milnerton side are not able to do this.
It's just the body language that you pick up, yeah.
The body language is so important. I think that's where that switched on look that we're seeing in the Edgemead side with their bright white and red kit as the next chukka is about to get underway.
So again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us, and thank you for watching some Friday night under 19 boys hockey here from Edgemead High School. In the girls match earlier, Milnerton took the game 3-0, and as we see currently playing from left to right in your screen, Milnerton 3-0 down against the home side, Edgemead, who are playing in white and red. My name is AJ Springzuk, and I'm joined with Randall Crisp, and we'll bring you the commentary for the next few chuckers towards the end of the game today. And yeah, thank you again for joining us, and we look forward to bringing you some exciting matches. It seems like Milnerton with the ball at the start, putting Edgemead under a little bit of pressure. Currently we have 14 minutes left in quarter number 2. Oh, you're asking what time? It is now 5:10 in the evening. Nice sunny Cape Town as Edgemead with the ball down the left hand side with a little reverse stick slide down the side. They win the ball back, and they've got an opportunity as Edgemead now with the ball on the halfway line, and they've got a chance to play the ball, and Milnerton's picked it up, well defended on top D, on 25, and they've won the ball just before the halfway line. Edgemead now with a chance going in towards the left side T-point, and they've now got the ball in the corner, and Milnerton seem to have numbers back, and they're slowly looking to try and see if they can penetrate inside that circle. It'll be a long corner now to Edgemead.
Quite interesting to see the difference in pace from the first quarter till now. I mean, the first chukka was absolute flaming fire, full sprints. It seemed like watching greyhounds on a field at one stage, and now we're seeing that the Edgemead squad taking a step back, settling in a little bit, reassessing. Milnerton side still looking to find their groove, find those connections, but again, full court press from the Edgemead squad. And again, that is the problem with going full court, is that you can eliminate 2 or 3 players quite quickly. AJ, I mean, looking at this, and let's say you are the Milnerton defensive squad, and you've now come out of your team talk, what would be the first thing in your mind when you're looking to hone in or just hold back this Edgemead attack?
I think first of all, they've got to close the space in the field. As you can see there was quite a big gap between the 2 defenders in that space, and I think there's just too many there's just too much gaps in between the 2 defenders. All 4 defenders, they've just got to pull themselves together a little bit. I think on attack they've got to, as you see the ball just missing a stick and going over the baseline. I just think what they've got to do then is they've got to, first of all, close the space between them, so that obviously the holes and the gaps in between them are not there. Then what happens is they can do the same on attack. They can try and just bring their defense just a little bit too close, because at the moment they stretch so far from each other that if they mistrap the ball, they're under pressure straight away. The second thing I would do is I would try and get, at the moment, only 1 Milnerton at the midfield is coming back to fetch the ball. I would want 2 Milnerton defenders to come back towards the ball now, because you'll now have maybe 2 more passing options. So that's the one. That's just the 2 things that I would focus on. And then don't go 1v1 against the Edgemead side. We spoke about 1v1 defense earlier, and I think 1v1 against them just means that they do look slightly faster at the moment, maybe off the just like acceleration from the is definitely on Edgemead side. So when you take them on 1v1, you're just creating more contact that you don't want to get into. So I think that's very important, and I do think they've got a also midfield from Milnerton's just got to work a little bit harder to close the Edgemead midfield down, because they're allowing them with just too much space to pick their passes inside the circle.
Yeah, no, definitely. That actually takes me back to words from Coach Craig West out in Dubai. That first 5 yards, you need to capitalize on that first 5 yards. You either need to get your space and get away from the chasing player, or you need to be able to crunch down and just remove that little bit of air. As we see Edgemead again looking to intercept, but what's a lot clearer now is that the Milnerton defense they seem more settled. They seem like they have their eyes up, tails are puffed up now, looking to go in for those tackles without sending a hard shoulder in and a very big X, but definitely a much different or much more reserved second chucker compared to the first chucker.
So again, thanks for joining us. You can also, for those of you that are watching, you can watch on obviously the S Media YouTube channel as well as the Super Sport Schools app. And this game will also be featured on the Super Sport Schools app. So those of you that would like to watch, you can watch it on that app as well. As on that Super Sport Schools app, you'll see a host of other games that are also featured on there. So you can go download that app and watch the games on there. As we see again, Edgemead still with the majority of the possession currently, and a bad tackle. I don't know what the umpire is called there. Edgemead player missed the ball and hit a Milnerton stick called Milnerton. So here we can see, if you look at this is a good picture of there's no Milnerton midfielder inside any of those spaces. One midfielder is found and that's it, but he's under pressure again, and I think there's something that they have to fix and maybe put an extra person as tries a big ball and he unfortunately misses it now, and
could feel that back here.
Edgemead now with a chance and good spaces. They've won the ball inside the circle. Keeper comes out and keeper's not inside the goals, and he's now won it and he's kicked the ball out, and almost a chance there for Edgemead to get an outcome as Enrico da Silva can crisply confirm the rumours that he will be frying eggs for the crowd at halftime. I think he's lucky that there isn't a crowd today, so there won't be any eggs or anything for him to fry.
No.
Colin Charles saying, come on Edgemead. Far from Margate. Jared Charles is my boy. So thank you, Colin Charles, from supporting all the way from Margate. We really appreciate it, and thank you for tuning in to watch the coverage today.
It's definitely not cold in Margate. And back to the analysis again, we also started to see what seems like the Edgemead attack just sitting back a bit, because we saw, I think it was about 2 or 3 minutes ago, where two Edgemead attackers were going basically full on at the Milnerton defense, and they were quite easily able to just work their way around and eliminate those two players. But at the same time now we're seeing this very patient build-up from Milnerton, broken down there by one of the Edgemead attackers again. Could this be the recipe for Milnerton to edge this back and get 3 goals back, maybe 4? As we see another ball just finding its way straight into the D, well picked up by the Edgemead defense, looking for an easy pass, eyes up, looking around, still nothing, still under pressure, and we're seeing the umpire giving the ball to Milnerton. Ball going straight in, not 5.
Yeah, and Kurt April saying, let's go Edgemead, and Kane Skywalker, Gaza with the fake slap. Yeah, good little comment there, Kane. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. Sun's starting to creep behind the clouds a little bit. It hasn't set just yet. As Edgemead with a dangerous free hit, as Milnerton will now have a free hit. I think they should have it inside the 25. So we'll check where the umpire allows them to take it.
Taking
it quickly, and ball plays in, and Edgemead now for the first time they're under a little bit of pressure, and Milnerton will have a long corner from deep on the right hand side, and it's still a good chance now. Milnerton, just like you said, patiently building up, and it's a chance for them to just actually start stringing passes together. There's a lot of the players in the field that haven't really had much of the ball, so just string some passes together and just try and get the game back. And unfortunately not able to make a pass, and Edgemead still with the ball there and played the ball inside, just inside the 25, and well defended by Milnerton, but Edgemead win it back, and they with a chance. A good tackle.
I think this is another one of those areas where it's clear that the Edgemead attack have the upper hand with pace.
Yeah, shot comes in and unfortunately miscued, and the ball's still in players. Edgemead have it on that deep right hand side, and they look to try and see if they can penetrate inside the circle. Ball comes inside the circle and gets lifted, but Milnerton would have a chance now to try and clear the danger down their right hand side. Good little work as they win a free hit, and another chance for Milnerton just to try and still trying to get out of first gear a little bit. They unfortunately haven't had the chance to get comfortable in the game.
Yeah, I mean, you would say first gear. I would almost say the handbrake is still up, but they are definitely working their way and finding their feet and finding the connections they are looking for. As we see again, that it's difficult. I mean, from my perspective, just sitting here, and we are quite far away from the field, and we are following as closely as we can. But from our perspective, what we are seeing is we are not seeing a bad Milnerton side.
No.
We are definitely seeing a squad that has potential. I think it's coming down to, as Callum Paul Ross is saying, Coach Lloyd's tactical masterclass. One could say that is a major factor. Another factor could just be the way that the Edgemead players just seem to be gelling. They seem comfortable. They seem like they have their eyes up. As we see another one of those harder tackles coming through from the Milnerton side, just looking to break down play a little bit there. It's a matter of just Edgemead having that slight upper hand at nearly every corner.
And I mean, it's difficult to also critique it, because I mean, Edgemead have just been so good in the first two quarters. They've had a more quieter but more controlled second quarter. But it's very difficult, because I mean, you can't actually critique Milnerton at all.
No, not at all.
I mean, Edgemead have just been very good, and it's one of those situations where you just sit back and you like acknowledge it. But I mean, we say that now, but there's still. We're only in quarter two. It feels like it's been a long time, but we're only in quarter two, so there's a serious amount of hockey still left to be played. And the way Milnerton seem to be slowly gaining some confidence, getting opportunities, getting more possession, and I think it's just an opportunity for them to slowly start getting it back, inch by inch. I mean, it's like the same question, like, how do you get back from 3-0? 3-0 it's a big score. Also so early on. You just got to do it moment by moment, and just move real, just patiently approach it. I think if they try and chase the game so early on, it's still too early for them to chase the game or change too much. I think it's just something that they'll just have to do. Like I say, I still think they just need to string passes together. Try and eliminate some of the mistakes that they're making. Obviously, like we said, we always try and limit the amount of mistakes completely. But yeah, hoping that they can at least try and just go into this half, take another goal or something into the half. Edgemead will obviously not want that at all. Edgemead will want to take a 3 or 4-0 lead into half, and they're definitely looking like the most comfortable at the moment as they're moving down that right hand side, and a free hit won by Edgemead, and one of the Milnerton players taking it quickly, but it is a free Milnerton free hit, and he's taking it quickly, but I think umpire wasn't happy with where the free hit was taking.
I mean, with the way this game started, it seemed like we were going to have a 10-0 by half time.
Just by the way that they were scoring.
Again, another interception there. I've been a little bit harsh in my opinions on the overheads, but I've not seen a successful overhead so far today, and from both matches.
Yeah, and I think the problem is one thing. Effective way to throw an overhead is to make sure you throw it into space that you can get one of your players one of the players to run into that space. If they're marking man to man, then you're just going to throw an overhead, and umpire is going to blow it dangerous and give it to the opposition. I think that's what happened in this game so far. A lot of the overheads that have been thrown have been two players standing next to each other. If you throw an overhead into that space and it's dangerous, they're just going to give it to the defender. So there just needs to be a little bit more movement from the attackers, and I think this is from both sides, because I don't think both sides have done that well on their overheads, and I think it's something that they need to be good at. As Milnerton have a little bit of space here outside the 25, and fortunately no passing options. It's been played out by Edgemead, and Milnerton will have that free down the right hand side, and I think that's just something from the overheads that they'll need to do properly. I mean, we saw effective use of the overheads at international level at the Olympics, and we saw a couple of goals from South Africa against Belgium and Germany and the Netherlands. Belgium scored a couple counter-attacking goals from those overheads. So there is effective use of it, but it needs to be used appropriately. It needs to be used in a way. You can't just throw it for the sake of throwing it, because could be detrimental to your team.
Every pass is a tactical pass, and it's an important pass.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, as we see,
Ball goes in
Milnerton.
and it was a free from the side. It missed track by one of the Edgemead players, and then one of the Milnerton attackers straight away onto it, beating the keeper, and just a little bit lazy on defense there. Milnerton or Edgemead, they missed the ball. Keeper making a save, going for it, and Milnerton player just putting the ball in the back of the net. And
Fantastic.
I think that's a great way for Milnerton to end the half, knowing that they've taken one goal. It's just been difficult for them in the first half. So for them to score, that just shows that they have that potential to try and bring the game back. And it's definitely something that I think Edgemead will want to think about, because that's something that they didn't want to happen with a few seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, I think another important thing that I know we speak about this often, but the development of the game at both of these schools following the installation of the AstroTurfs. I mean, that kind of development, the change in mindset, the change in the way the game is played, it allows these schools and these coaches to really utilize the untapped talent that they have within these schools. I mean, can you imagine this Edgemead side 10 years ago?
Well, it's interesting you say that, because I look at when I was at school, and I think it was ourselves, Fairmont, Edgemead, Milnerton. I'm not sure who the other. I think it could have been Stellenbosch. We all used to train, and that was when I was at school. That was when I was playing in 2003. We all went to Hartleyville and to Central to go and do our first team training, and a lot of schools did that because a lot of schools did not have their own turf. So a lot of the schools, we would arrive at, like, let's say 4 till 5 at Hartleyville, we'd train, and then Milnerton, boys and girls would arrive and they would train. And a lot of schools did that because those were the only Astros that we could train at. Belleville didn't have an Astro. I think at that stage, the only Astros around back then was Stellenbosch had their little very, very, very difficult sand-filled Astro.
You're talking about the Deso, where I've left at least 5 kilograms of skin.
Yeah, so they had their Astro back then. Bishops at that stage had an Astro. I think Wynberg boys had an Astro. Sachs didn't have one at that point. So those were the only schools really that at that stage. Western Province Cricket Club, the campus as you know it now, that was completely different. There was no Astro. There was a couple of cricket fields and various things. And Central was the other Astro. Mm-hmm. And Central had an Astro that was next to, that wasn't actually where Fakies Kraal is now. It's actually next to Athlone Stadium. So those are the only Astros back in the day that we could train at. So as a school, you only really had your first team training on an Astro 2 hours a week, and then you would have a match on a Saturday. So you wouldn't have the ability to have an Astro now. Now look at it. Almost every school, bar 1 or 2, have an Astro. I mean, if you look at the amount of Astros in Cape Town itself, I don't even want to count the amount of Astros, because I'm going to disadvantage a school because I'm going to forget that they had an Astro. But almost all schools now have one. Edgemead has one, Milnerton, Settlers. You name schools that in the past didn't have one. So now you've got that, and now you've got full reign because it's your own Astro. So now you've got full reign. Your kids can go train on it when they want to. They can
develop a culture around it.
So I genuinely feel, I seriously, and this is, I'm being very biased about it, maybe to other sports, but if your school doesn't have an Astro, you are lagging behind. Unfortunately, that's the reality of it now. I mean, you've got now primary schools that are going into more training on Astro more as well. So that means we can develop proper hockey skills on an Astro from a very young age, moving through. So I'm mightily impressed and very happy with what we see by schools having Astros, by the way that they can develop hockey players all the way through, and then move to. I mean, if players end up moving overseas or playing in the States or playing wherever, or even playing at universities around, they then, we know that they've played on Astro for so long. So it's really, really cool to.
And it's just an adaptation instead of learning something new.
Yeah, and I think, and that becomes a very important part of a hockey player's thing. The next thing, and you talk about swimming, because obviously swimming pool, it's a different dynamic trying to put a swimming pool in. But it's almost also like you want to, the schools will want to have swimming pools, or that's probably the next phase for schools. Astro is definitely one of them. I think that's vitally important. That people, I don't think those people that maybe are not against Astros, but don't necessarily see the benefit of it. It's a vitally important part of a kid's development as a hockey player. There are certain skills that can be taught in Astro that you cannot teach on grass. And if you live in Cape Town and the type of downpour that we had today, we'll be having a very, very different match on a very, very muddy grass field. And we know, unfortunately, there are still schools that do play on grass and unfortunately do not have the luxury of an Astro. But it's definitely something that I think is worth investing in. I think a lot of schools a lot of schools, governing bodies and councils are very happy to try and invest in that, because I think the long-term growth is important.
Yeah, and I think then the next step from that would be indoor centres. I mean, indoor is definitely one space where we've seen the close skills, the small skills being learned, particularly with some of the leagues that we've seen popping up across Cape Town. Definitely something we're going to continue to watch quite closely, as we're seeing quite a bit of banter happening out here in the comments. Kane Skywalker, someone needs to tell Lloyd that Sam Nolan hasn't scored a school career goal that we can get into the second half hat-trick for the Millies memories. Okay, cool. Joshua Holland, yeah, Nolsey, Yui, super sub, Tom Ellis Cole, Colin Charles, well done. Edgemead, Jared scored a goal for us from Paomi and Lee
From Margaret.
And Paomi and Lee from Margaret KZN. Hope the weather's great out there. Liam Tierlings, yeah, fellas, lightweight oaks. What's going on here? Come on, gents, pull it back. We're still in this. Sam Nolan, Brace and Carl, winner in Fergie time.
There's definitely a Man United supporter there.
Secretly a Man United fan or United fan. Let's go, you plastic. Okay, well, while the two of them go at it, looks like Milton needed hair back. What is going on here? Okay, we're just gonna skip past all of these.
So again, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. My name's AJ Spirinzak. I'm joined by a good friend Randall Chris. We'll bring you the next two chuckers here between Edgemead and Milnerton. Edgemead taking a cracking 3-0 lead in quarter number 1. They just scored 3 goals after each other, and they were just unstoppable in quarter 1. And quarter 2, they played a little bit more patiently, and Milnerton sat back, tried to get the game back a little bit, and then just before the end of quarter number 2, a little bit of a lazy defense from Edgemead as Milnerton then pulled the goal back, and now we see it 3-1 in quarter 3. So thank you very much for everybody for watching. If you've got any comments or questions, or anybody you're supporting, please let us know, and we'll engage with you as we bring you the continuation and then the culmination of this game towards the end.
AJ, I mean, just look at the change we're seeing now. We're seeing Milton players intercepting Edgemead passes. We're seeing the Milton players taking the game to Edgemead. What could this be? Could this be a change in tactics? Could it be a sign of fatigue? Could it be just a change in the mindset? I mean, I was quite surprised by the little passage that we just witnessed a second ago.
Yeah, I think what Milnerton are going to try and do now is we have something that I noticed that I picked up in the first half, and that they've done straight away, is if they put 2 midfielders going towards the ball. So it means now that the ball carrier has 2 passing options into midfield and 1 passing option at the back if they want to rotate around the back. There's a lot more movement, so he's obviously asked his strikers and midfielders to be a little bit more dynamic, not staying in the same place, just moving all across the field. I think that's important. By doing that, also you start disrupting Edgemead's defense just a little bit, because being static is so easy to defend. You just stand next to your man and you just get it, you know. So I think that's something that's been really good. Milnerton have started the better side, but it's only been a couple of minutes in, but they have started better, and they definitely have a different plan for the game currently, and they are putting 2 players quite high up the field, which just keeps the Edgemead defenders quite honest. So I think that's something that definitely changed. Edgemead, we haven't seen it yet. We haven't seen how because they haven't really had much of the ball. That they don't look like they've changed much. I think they're going to be happy to sit back and defend and then counter-attack as hard as they can. But yeah, that's definitely something that we've picked up from the way that Milnerton have started.
I mean, just looking at the pace of the Edgemead players, from what we witnessed in the first 2 chuckers, they definitely do have the capability to pull off quite a ridiculous counter-attack, as we see, as we mentioned, that entering the D on the side. Ball, is it trapped? Is it mistrapped? Still finding his way, looking for a pass inside the D, potentially looking for a shot at goal, long corner. But I mean, that was 3 passes and they were in the D on the other side.
Yeah, they're very what's the name? I think what Milnerton need to do is, if Edgemead do counter-attack like that, they mustn't chase the ball. They must actually go beeline straight for their own goal box. Because what happens is, if you see, for instance, standing in the middle of the field and the ball's going counter-attacking wide, then if Milnerton runs towards the ball, they start opening up massive holes in their defense. All they've got to do is they've just got to beeline straight for their own goal box, and it means that they'll get numbers back. Yes, we see Milnerton now with the ball inside the 25, got a bit of space, and that's that high play that I was talking about. It's a foot inside. So when Milnerton do lose the ball, all they've got to do is just track straight back towards the goal box, just run back towards their goalkeeper. By doing that means they just close the middle of the field and they prevent any extra players getting inside in the space that they leave open. So big ball inside. This hits I think it hits a foot or a stick, and long play. Umpire is given a free at the opposite way. I think he's.
Yeah,
can't see his.
Oh, it is long?
So he's giving a long corner there.
Yeah, we're definitely not going to be able to keep up with the comments now.
We'll try and catch up with the comments a little bit later on. We've just so much to discuss in this game, as Edgemead with the ball deep in their own half. And now we see it again. See, there's a chance. They almost had a chance to counter-attack there. Milnerton now with the ball inside their 25, outside the 25 now, as they try and see if they're probably going to look for a big overhead, and it's gone straight over the keeper.
I thought it was going to hit the car in the back.
Yeah, I would be worried for that car standing in that space over there. But
yeah, I see a learner stick on this. It's definitely one of the players' cars.
And that's also an overhead for me that wasn't an overhead that
wasn't overly necessary.
It wasn't overly necessary. No, the middle, the D was so clogged with players, it was only going to be dangerous and was being given to Edgemead anyway. So I think that they should have kept the ball on the stick and should have looked for it. There you see some of those holes that we're talking about. As Edgemead inside the circle now, shot comes in, and it's hit it's not hit anything. It's gone straight past the keeper and hit the sideboard. As there we see those holes that I said, they just got to, Milnerton's got to bring their defense tighter.
And they were able to put 6 players in the D within the space of 5 seconds.
Yeah, so they are very, very, Edgemead are very dangerous on counter-attack. And it's definitely something that Milnerton, if they're going to win this game, they've definitely got to fix that before, as soon as possible. Ball down the right-hand side, and Milnerton with a chance, a bit of a scrap, but it looks like Edgemead still have the ball under control. He's under pressure, but well tackled by Milnerton as they've got some space down the right-hand side now. Some really, really good skill there.
Can you imagine that on Derby Day with full stands?
Crowd will be going absolutely mental on the side.
It's cans of Coke flying around the field.
Just catching up on some of the commentators. Sebastian saying commentators on top of the game. Thank you very much, Sebastian. Yeah, we're just giving you the commentary as best as we see it. And we thank you for your comment. And Yui saying MHS need an early goal. Yeah, we expected as well. They need an MHS goal. Sebastian currently watching from the game at gym. So thanks for watching, Callum watching. Commentators must say W Sam.
Okay.
So there, as we see, the ball comes in as Milnerton still putting Edgemead under a bit of pressure, definitely getting a little bit more comfortable here. As they still win the ball outside the 25, and a little bit of skill as Edgemead diving in for a few challenges. Luckily that no challenges were too hard. And
who gyms on a Saturday afternoon at 5 p.m?
Friday afternoon.
Oh, it's Friday. I keep forgetting.
Free it outside, just on the 5-yard dotted line.
We appreciate your dedication, bro.
Yeah. Ball comes in and Tomahawk shot almost a mistrapped, and Edgemead now with a 16-yard free hit, and says Kane Skywalker to secure the brace from Sam. Andrew needs to realize that down the line he's getting clustered when he tries to pass down there. Yeah, that is getting closed down, but I think the timing of his pass needs to be a little bit earlier, which there is a little bit of space if he passes quickly. Get Callum Collop on the flick from Zahir. Matthew McGregor says go Bobs. As Milnerton still with the ball on the right hand side here, and he's got a little bit of space and hits a stick, but Edgemead played falls, but Milnerton still with the ball just outside the circle.
I believe it was the same player.
Skill. Well defended by Edgemead. Do they have some? Unfortunately, no players up front. As Matthew Toronto in 46 with the skills. Lekker Kyle, demanding virus. Interesting name there on YouTube, get Emre on the backstick and Callum Hodkinson, Viper Nolsey looking large, Brew, and Sebastian say Ellis Cole. Thanks again for your comments, everyone. We appreciate it. Matthew Tron say, come on, Carl. Game's getting a lot tighter now as Milnerton getting definitely a lot more comfortable. There's a lot more space that they have to move in. Edgemead seem to just running around a little bit. Yeah, we see a little bit of space there. Edgemead will have the free it on the left hand side. It's the first time that they haven't had much of the ball in this third quarter. Eh?
No, it's been quite interesting to see. I mean, there were two things that I picked up on that last section of play. We've had diving tackles coming in from the Edgemead players, to the extent of physically diving and lying on the floor. But we've also had what seems like lazy passes coming out, which are being intercepted quite easily. As again, their ball intercepted in the middle of the field, turnover, Milton coming straight back at it. So it seems like the Milton players, it's not been a case of them suddenly picking up their pace. They've just managed a consistent pace throughout the field, throughout the game, and they've now upped their communication and upped their connections between each other. As you see, another
shot comes in and beats the keeper on the right foot.
Fantastic.
And Milnerton get goal number 2. As you talk about those managing situations, just calmly going about their business, as they've now brought a second goal back, and this is going to go down, definitely going to go down to the wire. We've got 5 minutes left in quarter number 3.
And if we look back at that goal, there were 4 defenders around him. One was engaged, and he just took his time, knew exactly where the box was, knew exactly where the keeper's foot seemed to be, and just snuck it in on the near post.
Yeah, this is going to be really, really good. Very patient work from Milnerton, and they've just got to be careful not to give in. You know, we mentioned this every week when we're on the commentaries, that once you score a goal, the next couple of minutes after the goal is scored becomes very important. And straight away, Milnerton, whether it was their mistake or not, they've now gone back, and Edgemead now have a short penalty corner from the opposite side of the field. You know, you want to consolidate. You know, Milnerton are still behind. They don't want to now concede. For them to try and win this game, they cannot concede any more goals, you know. So for them to concede a penalty corner now is a big thing for them. It's important for them to keep it out if they want to win this game. But it's a great opportunity on the flip side for Edgemead to try and get that two goal cushion that they've held for so long during the quarter 3 and a little bit of quarter 2. This push out comes out to Castle, and shot comes in and beats the keeper also on his right foot. And directly after Milnerton scored their second goal, Edgemead now so difficult now for them to. They've pulled a goal back, and something that Milnerton definitely didn't want. And straight away they go on the attackers to try and win their.
It's as if the Edgemead side just want to prove us wrong.
Yeah, this Edgemead side just wants to. Every time we say something, they just want to, you know, just try and try and put us on our commentators' curse here. As Edgemead again now trying to find their rhythm a little bit.
Like, how dare you? How dare you? Let us show you.
Yeah, and good work for Edgemead to try and get a goal back, and just Milnerton made life just a little bit hard for themselves. You know, they just got to consolidate after they've scored a goal, and unfortunately conceded goal number 4, moved back to a two goal stand.
And again, we started to see a change in composure from both the Milton defense and the Edgemead attack. As the Edgemead attack on Sunday has found another gear, they're starting to put a lot more pressure on the Milton defense after scoring that goal. It's almost as if it was the spark they needed to bring back that first chucker vibe that they had. And Milton again just calmly working their way through the middle of the field, looking for those passes.
Oh, he had space on that left hand side. There was an open player there.
With 5 defenders coming straight at him.
Yeah, so Milnerton still with a chance here. Ball comes inside the circle, picked up by Edgemead as they try and move the ball back out, and they've been under quite a bit of pressure.
Oh, Matthew Turon, 2 goals, 3 minutes, can it be done? Matthew, it's the 3rd chucker.
Yeah, so just catching up on some of the commentary.
Yeah, I've not seen commentary this
Yeah,
exciting for or comments this exciting
so
for a
good
while.
to see everybody's glued to their YouTube screens catching up. Sebastian saying goal, Yui saying let's go, Jordan Scott get in there from Joshua, Zakwan Khan, yeah man, too good. One more please from Sebastian. Luca is the man bringing good vibes for the team. Thanks Matthews. Saik or Saki or yeah, I think Saik watching from Afghanistan. So thank you very much. We hope you are safe in Afghanistan and things are alright. Zakwan saying they had the keeper frozen. Yeah, both goals. Goal number 2 for Milnerton and goal number 4 for Edgemead. Both keepers were stuck on their line. Not stuck on their line, but really like frozen and couldn't get their right foots across. Melissa Rita Anderson said, come on Edgemead, let's get a 4th goal. And Milnerton with a chance and penalty corner to Milnerton as they try and get some goals back here. There's 45 seconds left on the clock, and Milnerton, the Edgemead player, unfortunately going down, and I hope he's not too injured, and umpire's just going to check up on him and just check if he's okay, but he doesn't look like he's too bad. He's got up and he's on his feet, and thankfully he's all good.
A little bit of magic spray and some ice and he'll be back on his feet.
Yeah. Kane Skywalker say commentators been so busy and probably haven't been up there, but Ronaldo is coming back to Old Trafford. Well, we'll wait until he's back in that number 7 jersey if he can get the number 7 jersey at United.
Come on, Kane, focus on the match.
Yeah.
Focus here.
Come, Kane, we've got more important things than like the Milnerton Edgemead game currently. Joshua Scott saying go Edgemead, take it home. Caleb Hodgkinson saying yeah boys. Zakwan Khan, Luca the POG champion. Sebastian keeper needs to stay on his toes. Yeah, both keepers just leaning back a little bit on the heels. A good observation there. Kane Skywalker perfectly placed, brother. Lovely composure. Some fire emojis as we look at the penalty corner coming in. Double castle, they're going to the near side. Will come with a drag flick. Drag flick comes in and well defended by Milnerton on the post. And there's some hectic excitement on the sidelines, and this is going to be a cracking finish to this 4th quarter. Lots of vibes in the field. Edgemead pumped because they just saved that. Milnerton really energy. The body language is really good, and this is going to be epic 15 minutes. And Veronica Gaines saying
it's just ears up and puffy tails.
Yeah, Veronica Gaines saying go EHS, and Caleb Watson saying W Luca, Matthew Turan saying no, and they probably refer, and Sebastian some holding face emojis. I think they're referring to Edgemead scoring that 5th goal. And Joshua Scott bringing some fire emojis, and Melissa Anderson, there's that clean 4th Eagles. Nicely played, lads. 2 goals, 3 minutes. Yeah, there's still 1 more quarter left. Emma Parker bringing fire emojis. Getting there, Jordan Scott from Joshua Scott. Konita, hello Konita, thank you for your support. Saying go Emre, hope you are recovering nicely from Tokyo 2021 in inverted commas.
What do you mean recovering? Konita never gets tired.
And then Sebastian saying, come on Millies, bring it back. Yui, put Tom on again. Sebastian saying, facts, bring on Tom. And Kane Skywalker, slip left for the Skywalker legacy boys. And then Matthew John saying, come on boys. Liam Tilling saying, yeah Kane. And then Kane Skywalker saying, slip right for the flick. Colin Charles say, come on boykies, 1 more for us. Edgemead from Pan Mard, from Omi from Margate. Thanks again from Margate. We've had Margate, we've had UK, we've had America, Ireland, Afghanistan. Have we had any other countries? I think those are all.
Is Pretoria a country?
Yeah, Matthew saying, Nana, if Millies play like I know they can, we can bring this game back. Gravy ASMR, I love what you guys are doing. This is amazing. Thank you. We're definitely the best YouTube name that we've had so far. So thank you, Gravy ASMR. And Chloe Bennett saying all we see is red and blue. So thank you all for your comments. It's been an absolutely exciting game for this last game that we're bringing you today. Just a reminder, the Milnerton ladies, under 19 girls, winning their game 3-0 over Edgemead. That game was earlier, and we've got 15 minutes left here of the game as the sun is quickly quickly descending behind Table Mountain and things are getting pretty cold now.
Hey man, we are prepared here. You've got your
We've got our jackets and...
Oh, you have your bright orange safety jacket. I just have my beanie.
Listen, I love my bright orange safety jacket because I think I don't get cold in no matter what weather I'm in.
I would have Uber Eatsed myself a coffee and a snack, but COVID protocols. AJ, I mean, we're coming to the last 15 minutes of this fantastic derby. We've seen heat from both sides. Without putting any score predictions down here, but I mean, what are you foreseeing in this last little bit of heat?
I think it's gonna be end to end. I genuinely think the tempo is gonna be stepped up quite a bit, especially the longer that if Milnerton get a goal early. I don't think that Edgemead will get nervous or get anxious, but I definitely think that they'll up the tempo because they've been so comfortable with a 2-0 with a 2-goal lead that if Milnerton do get a goal, I think they might not panic, but I think they'll up the tempo quite a bit as it overhead into the side as Milnerton again start exactly how they started quarter 3. So I'm definitely thinking the tempo is going to be up, and I don't think we've seen the last of the goals. I think we'll see a few more, and there's a lot of energy coming in. His ball, lots of skill coming inside the circle. He's driving in and lots of pace and
again, it's that sudden flair from Milnerton. You don't see it all the time, but when you do see it, it stands out in a match like this, even against this fiery Edgemead squad.
Yeah, it's lots of energy. And it's also confidence. They've built their confidence throughout the game. They didn't have the best start. It hasn't been the greatest start for Milnerton, but they've slowly got into the game. I think if Milnerton do end up losing the game, they will regret that first half. I think they do. I think if Edgemead lose the game on the flip side, I think Edgemead will then say to themselves, maybe they should have kept the tempo high. It's all these ifs and buts, and we can discuss that after the game. But it's been a fascinating start, and there's still, like I said, body language and energy is unbelievable from both teams, and it's a typical derby. So the ball comes inside the circle, tried to get to the ball, and unfortunately couldn't get it, and gone over the baseline there.
It's so difficult just to maintain a tempo in the way that we're speaking here, because we're just constantly interrupted by things happening on the field.
It's like, how dare they? But it's been so good to watch, and it's like you almost don't like. We were talking about something and then they scored, and then they talk about another thing and they were scoring. So it's just been one of those games again, But it just shows the excitement, and that we literally, when they say, don't stop watching the action, you literally can't take your eyes off the screen because you don't know what these guys are going to pull out. As we see Edgemead now with the ball in midfield, and good transfer over to the left hand side, and Milnerton just shifting their team across as Edgemead with a free deep inside the left hand side. Big ball goes inside the circle and finding the Edgemead player. Shot comes in, and a great shot, but hits a player on the post, hits his stick, but just goes wide. And there's a chance for Edgemead to extend the lead, and would have maybe thought if they got 5 that would have been difficult. Overhead goes in, a little bit of a better overhead as the ball goes into space. Edgemead, Milnerton now with the ball inside the 25, showing a lot of skill as he's entered the circle. There's a chance, Tomahawk shot comes in. Umpire gives a penalty corner. Something happened as he took the shot. Must have rolled over a foot of something as it went over the line, and there's a great chance there for Milnerton to get goal number 3.
And again, if we look at the difference in attack, we had Edgemead going full pace, going with absolutely everything at D, and Milnerton on the other hand attacking the D with full pace, but once they're reaching the D, they're actually taking a lot more time to set themselves, look for the shots, look for those gaps in the field,
and try and find better opportunities, But again, it's a chance, and if you look at this now, it's like you've got to take your chances now, Prashad comes in, and it looks like there's a flick that comes in, and still for Milnerton. Shot comes in, and keeper making a save, and it's still there, and Milnerton still have the chance, and hitting the foot. Shot comes in again, and hits a Milnerton foot. Unfortunately, it's I think he's holding his ankle. I think it's just hit his ankle, and umpires are just having a little chat. I'm not sure if something happened in the side. Umpire happy. It's still a penalty. Looks like it will still be a penalty corner for Milnerton.
Ooh, that's not something you want to see.
Yeah, unfortunately, must have hit him slap bang on the ankle there. As Milnerton still with a chance to get goal number 3 back. As we see what variation will Milnerton pull. There is. Does look like there's a little bit of space on Milnerton's left hand side. We'll see what they're doing. Ball comes in. A little bit of a zigzag and a little space, and there's a chance for a shot. Shot comes in, well defended by Edgemead, and Edgemead still with the ball deep on their baseline as they try and play it out, and goes over the baseline with a long corner.
Milnerton were definitely throwing everything at it there with an 8-man attacking short corner. Unfortunately, not able to convert as we see ball going all the way back to the other side of the field again.
We talk about those chances, a derby game, it's really tight at the moment. You know, you've got, you can't give anything away, and you know, when you're playing in these tight situations, you've unfortunately got to take those chances. Milnerton had those chances now, and we'll see if it's chances that will end up regret not taking them. But they still have the ball, and they still have chance now down the right hand side under a little bit of pressure, but they still have possession as Milnerton now win the ball in front of their dugout. Oh, sorry, Edgemead wins the ball just in front of their dugout, and back to Milnerton now as a little bit of a ping pong match on the right hand side of the field over there. So we catch up on some comments, and Kane Skywalker say we can turn this around, gents. Come on, commentators need a raise from you. We would love just like hot chocolate, and we don't mind a raise. We'd love like hot chocolate or something warm, but thank you, Yui.
Maybe a biscuit or something.
Yeah.
You know?
Kane Skywalker saying facts, Yui and Caleb Hodgkinson. As Edgemead are driving down the right hand side, there's a bit of space, and Milnerton winning the ball and free it to Milnerton, and Viper Nolsey goal last minute calling it. Kane Skywalker underappreciated. Melissa Anderson saying commentary is great. Thank you very much for your comment, Melissa. We really appreciate it. We just love bringing you the commentary from these games as we bring you some quality hockey. It's not us, it's the boys that are giving us all the vibes at the moment. And Matthew McGregor watching all the way from Fiji.
It's definitely warm there.
Matthew, is that not midnight? No, that could be early morning in Fiji.
No,
not early morning?
Well, that's
early morning
should be
in
early
Fiji.
morning.
Thank you very much, Matthew, for watching all the way from Fiji. Definitely the furthest person east that is watching at the moment. As we have Edgemead with the ball deep in their own 25 as Milnerton try and defend deep, and they've won the ball in that space. They've got some numbers forward, and this is the chance now is he's going to look for a chance to get the ball inside the circle. He's got numbers, but unfortunately he just ran with it just a little bit too far as Edgemead have the ball now, and they try and build up from the left hand side. They're going to have numbers forward, and there's a couple of players slipping. It's probably that water on the turf.
I was going to say it was one of those snipers somewhere.
Edgemead now inside the circle on the opposite side of the field, and they've lost the ball over the baseline. Jordan saying loving the commentary. Thank you, Jordan. Fester, we appreciate it. And Colin Charles, who've been watching throughout the day. Hey family, our boys are making us proud. To Lloyd, Michelle, Scoppies, Carmen and the girls, proud of you all up Edgemead, and Colin watching from Margate. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Colin. Is Jordan again saying let's go boys. Matthew, if Millies make passes and don't keep the ball as long, we could make a lot out of this game. We agree. We spoke about it a little bit, that held on to the ball just a little bit long, engaging the Edgemead players.
But at the same time, they have been quite patient.
Yeah, they have been very well. Caleb Hodgkinson, Killfield, doesn't only pull out crazy saves on hockey field, he does it at break time too, off the Delta. Not entirely sure what that means, but we'll leave that to the people that understand. And Jose Correa, I hope I'm saying it right, Jose Correa? I think so. Great move, Millies. Melissa Anderson, nice save by Nick. Yes, the Edgemead keeper Nick is making a good save. And download Delta calculators and iOS and Play Store now. Yui, we're not taking our chances. Yeah, unfortunately, Milnerton not taking the chances that they need to win this game. But they've still got 6.5 minutes left. Lots of time for both teams to get goals and try and secure a victory. Sebastian saying, Tyler, I rate you apply for the manager role. And then Yui laughing about the sniper. Yeah, Yui, we've seen a lot of them with players just fall randomly on the field. We say some snipers knock these ankles from some tree somewhere on the side.
Or depending on where you're playing, it could be an actual someone throwing something at you.
And there we go. Ball across, and Milnerton with the ball just outside the circle, unfortunately hitting the back of his stick, and Edgemead with the chance now is try and clear the danger, but they got the ball deep inside. If I was Milnerton now, I'd put them under a lot of pressure because they're playing with the ball inside the D. Any mistake inside the D could be a penalty corner. So if I was Milnerton's coach, I would get them as soon as the two defenders are playing with the ball. And there we go. There's a mistake, and Milnerton win it again. And Milnerton with a chance. Ball comes inside the circle. Player inside the 25. Player not 5, and Milnerton now with another chance. We've got 5.5 on the clock.
And those are the mistakes we were talking about earlier, where you need to remain focused. You need to not be giving away the smallest of fouls. I mean, a 5. It's not something that you want to see, especially at this time of the game. By now, you should have learned how far 5 is for this particular umpire. I mean, as players, you don't really exactly know how far 5 is. The umpire will tell you. But going into these last few minutes now, what do you think could be the potential for Milton pulling a draw, or even maybe a win?
Oh, they've just got to execute at the penalty corners and execute their chances that they have. I think this is another great opportunity. The push out comes to the near side. Push comes in.
Oh.
What a finish! Beating the keeper on his right hand side, and Milnerton get goal number 3. And this is going to end up being a cracker. Do Edgemead get nervous now? Do they start playing a little bit differently? Does the game open up? You know, and this is something that I think definitely it's going to make this quite interesting. And you see Jonty Thomas, coach from Milnerton, shouting pressure on the side, and no doubt they're going to be really, really positive now as they drive the ball over the halfway line, and Milnerton definitely with their tails up. It's a little bit of a bad challenge there from Edgemead as they fighting to try and win the ball back, and you can see the belief levels on the side. And Morgan, unfortunately, we didn't see who got the last touch there. We'll try and get it from you from the side, and unfortunately we're sitting far away and we can't see the actual numbers. But yeah, what a finish, and they've been fighting so hard to try and get a goal back, and they've got it. Randall, exciting.
No,
4.5 minutes left on the clock.
I'm about to go take a nap. I'm exhausted. This has been too much. This is emotionally exhausting. I mean, we had the start of the game where we had Edgemead going up with 3 goals within the first chucker. I believe they scored in the first 10 minutes. They scored all 3 goals.
Yeah.
Then we had a little bit of a settle down in the second chucker. All of a sudden, Milnerton decided, okay, it's our chance now. And then Edgemead just decided they're going to give themselves that extra little bit of a buffer. But now we're getting to the last 5 minutes of the game. We have Milnerton who suddenly just turned it around, and they've continued to surprise us throughout the game. They look like they're struggling, and then all of a sudden they're on the other side of the field looking to put one away.
It's just been such an interesting game because, I mean, Milnerton, Edgemead have been in control of this game the majority of the time. They've maybe gone into their shell just a little bit, and I think this is the time where they now need to go and do what Milnerton needed to do in quarter number 1. I think they need to string the passes together, move the ball into space, starve Milnerton of the pressure. I think that's the way that they try and win this game. They're still ahead. They're still 4-3 up, but it almost feels as if Milnerton's in front at the moment, the way that Milnerton's been playing. But yeah, very, very epic derby that we're seeing coming towards the end of this game, and just being excited as Milnerton now with a chance. Oh, it just goes past the stickers. Edgemead have a chance now, pick it up, and good released early, and just a little bit of a slip on the side as Milnerton now pushing hard to get goal number 4 and trying to equalize this game. And Edgemead obviously trying the utmost to try and not get any more goals given away. As lots of space now down the right hand side, and Edgemead have just got to be careful with their challenges because they've given a few challenges on the side. Lots of skill, and we've still got some space there. Another tomahawk shot, look like it's going to come in. Tomahawk shot comes in, hits the Edgemead foot. And it's another penalty corner with 2.5 minutes to go on the clock.
Is it okay if I just go take a nap? I can't watch this now.
Umpires coming in for... I think the only thing that this potential that they could discuss is maybe shielding or maybe hit the back of the stick. Umpires just asking, maybe just having a look and saying, is it maybe... Yeah, umpire is still happy with it, but I think maybe he just judged whether maybe it could have potentially hit the back of the stick.
Yeah.
When he took the shot, he just checked with his other umpire, because obviously the other umpire would have had a different view of it.
We definitely need to get the guy a jacket because he's looking a bit chilly out
Yeah,
there.
he does look like he's wearing. I think I can give him my orange jacket. He'd be brighter than anybody else on the field. Yeah, so what do we have? 2 minutes and a few seconds on the clock, and it would be epic if
9-man attacking short corner.
oh, and mistrapped on the free. It's just got to take it out over the line. Hitting a Edgemead stick there. Wow, this is still going to be a very exciting finish, and Edgemead slowing the game down.
Viewers, if it sounds like AJ is busy getting into a sleeping bag, he actually is. It is cold out here.
It's getting quite cold. We're sitting with oh, here's some open space now for Edgemead as they're inside the circle. Ball goes across, but Milnerton gets a stick on it. It goes, flicks, and it beats the keeper, but it goes wide.
Yeah, this has been...
It's been end to end. I mean...
I think we've only had 1 cup of coffee, a little bucket of chips. We definitely should have brought more. I think I've actually gone right through my hot chocolate budget for the year in these past few days.
Yeah, the problem is if we were eating or drinking coffee, we wouldn't be able to commentate on the game. We haven't even been able to catch up on comments because of what's happening. Ball goes inside the circle. There's lots of open space. Tom Moore comes in. Keeper makes a save, and it's still Milnerton. Still with Edgemead with the ball inside the circle, and
Crunching
umpire
tackle.
hits a Edgemead foot, and 40 seconds to go, and overhead comes in, great overhead. There's lots of space as Edgemead engages on it. There's Edgemead under lots of pressure, and Milnerton trying winning that ball back, and first time putting them under pressure there with a couple of seconds left, and well done from Edgemead. They've got to slow the game down now. They've only got 20 seconds left on the clock.
It's starting to look like a rock and roll there for a second.
Yeah, no reason to take it quickly. Take your time, throw the overhead if you need to throw it down the line, and it's good overhead thrown, and 10 seconds there. Can they get the ball in? And Milnerton just need to pump this ball towards the circle, and umpire slows the game down, but time comes to an end, and after what was a cracking start, a quiet middle, and an amazing quarter 3 and quarter 4, Edgemead have edged it 4-3 here in the derby between Milnerton and Edgemead. Randall, what do you have to say? I mean,
No, I'm all the way over there. I'm busy catching my breath. This has been something to experience. I mean, something to watch. Can you imagine if we had all the parents and friends and at least 5 of the people commenting next to the field? It would have been something to behold. Definitely, besides the fact that it was a fantastic game to watch, this is a great thing to view, especially for the future of these two schools. I mean, where could they go from here if they're able to pull off this level of entertainment for us on this now suddenly chilly Friday afternoon?
yeah, and it was one of those two games. Edgemead just had that unbelievable start, and Milnerton did so well to get back, but unfortunately not enough, and Edgemead just did just enough to win that. So well done, congrats to Edgemead on winning the game. Great performance, and thank you all for tuning in and for commenting and for being part of this, and thank you very much. And we couldn't now read all your comments, but from myself, AJ Spierenzuk, and Randall Crisp, thank you for watching. Have a great weekend, and bye for now.